So I want to show you how to create your own personal audio letter, even if you don't have a podcast, if you don't have a platform that has audio letters. I know Beehive has audio letters as an example, but you just want to create an alternative way for people to communicate with you beyond just email. Maybe you want to send it via email, but maybe you want to actually audio wise speak to them. How do you actually create the mechanism where you're able to have that capability if your email service provider doesn't give you that capability? Well, I'm going to show you my alternative version on how I've been able to do this so that you can do this yourself. And I'm going to walk you through the automations on what this actually looks like from a high level view, right? And so the goal again is to create your personal audio letter no matter what the platform that you have. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Tina. I help knowledge creators like you automate your business so that you can avoid burnout and stay truly in your zone of genius. So if you find this content helpful, definitely like it, share it, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and it definitely helps. So with the purpose behind this, I really want to walk through the purpose and the agenda. Basically, the purpose behind this is I wanted to get deeper with my audience without having to film a video, without having to write a newsletter. I simply just wanted to record and go. And that's all I do, right? And I also want to take it to a deeper level where I personally love to walk and talk. And so I wanted a mechanism where literally all I have to do is just press record and then walk and talk. And then literally from that point on, all I have to do is just send it to whatever the trigger platform is for this. I send the audio recording out, and then just magically an audio letter gets built for me where the audio is embedded for people to look at, where it's automatically transcribed and it's automatically timestamped, the whole shebang, right? That was the solution that I wanted to get at the end of the day. And I could say honestly I got pretty much close to 95% there. And so the problem is that my ESP, I'm on MailerLite, didn't have that capability. And I know people are like, well, you can move to Beehive or you can move to these other platforms. And that's great. I definitely think those platforms are really awesome. But to move an entire email service provider, all your automations, all your funnels, everything that you built just for one feature, I don't feel like I'm at that point yet where I can actually do that, right? And so, I still want to create that mechanism for myself, even though my email service provider doesn't have that feature. And so another layer of this is I didn't want to have to create a podcast feed, right? Because podcast feeds, they're great. They're a ton of work, but they're not easily grab and go. I literally just want to walk and talk and share that with my email list, right? And so I wanted to create a situation where I'm building my own private audio feed without having to create a podcast and without having the platform, to do that, right? And so I am going to show you the workflow process that you see below here, and I'm going to give you a real world example of what does the end result actually look like, right? And so the workflow process, literally, I'm only in charge of two things. If I can't do these two things, then yeah, I don't know how else you could do it. But I'm responsible for the content creation. So I literally create a voice memo. And there's a tool that I use specifically to do that. Definitely comment tools, and I'll send you all the software recommendations to make this happen. But I record a voice memo. And if you're doing this and you're wondering okay, that sounds great, but how do you actually download the file? There's this weird thing with Apple. I don't know why. It happens for both videos as well as audios, but sending to yourself and doing anything with it, it takes an extra step of converting it to a file that actually works, because Apple some reason has their own version of filing, and it's kind of a shit show when it comes to actually sending content between different platforms and trying to work on it. Anyways, in Leverage Creator, we walk through how to navigate through that, the automations you need in place to do that, right? But again, all I'm responsible for is this voice memo. All I do from that point on is once when I'm done recording it, I send myself an email. That's all I do. I just on my iPhone, just send an email. And then it triggers this workflow here, where in this workflow, what it will do is it'll automatically take my email, put it into a database. And before, when I have this database, before it gets to this database, I have an automation. So actually, I think this is a better thing. Send myself an email, go through this automation, and then get put into the database. So ignore this section right here. But this Zapier automation that I created, what it does is it takes that email and it extracts the transcript of the audio file that I'm, created. And it actually uses AI and automation to figure out the best timestamps to summarize those timestamps. So someone was like, I just want to get to the point, then they can timestamp and go directly to the content that I'm talking about, specifically on the time that I'm talking about it. And then it creates the recap and then it sends it to a database, right? And so from that point on, when it sends it to the database, all I do is just review the email. Like the email's already created for me. All I just review, do a little bit of slight editing. I would say it gets at like 90% there. And then I just say, ready to go, ready to send. And my virtual assistant, she goes ahead and schedules out the content piece. But that's really to a place where like I'm having this automation do 80% of the work for me, and I'm having my virtual assistant do things that perhaps I can't quite automate yet. So she's also really great at doing this. And so if you wanted to, have a bonus thing, which is something that I do, it's not necessarily required, but if you want to generate like a specific image for the audio, audio letter things that you do, and you want to like create like a personal image for that, then you could definitely do that. And what's really great about this is that when you create a personal image, all people have to do is click the image, and then they directly get sent to your audio file, which is amazing. And so I'm going to walk you through a real world example on how I do exactly that. Okay, so this is literally just like the final product of how it works. And like if you need to see like the truth, like you can see that all of this is being done via a Zapier automation. Like I'm editing and creating this record via a Zapier automation, right? And so literally that's exactly what happened. I sent myself an email and then it pulls this transcript. It does a decent job of it. And then when it uploads this transcript, it does not only uploads the transcript for me, but it creates the title, it creates the outline and some notes for my assistant. It creates the content in terms of the content that I'm creating. And you can see that as timestamps, like the whole damn shebang. And then all I do, and it also like uploads the file itself, which is amazing, right? And so all I have to do, let me actually scroll all the way here. As you can see, like I was doing a very long walk and talk, right? And so like I was able to upload my voice memo file, walk and talk, to an audio file here, which is pretty cool, right? But like it actually like links the place that I'm hosting it, right? And where I'm hosting my private audio letter feeds is actually in Airtable. I really love to do that because I think it's freaking amazing, right? And so like that's literally it. I created a personalized image where I like did this, and then all people have to do is just click this image, and then they get directly taken to my audio file section here, or I'm actually having the audio newsletter. So let me just like show you this example while it loads. And here's a perfect example. When a person actually sees this, obviously they're going to be more simplified view. They're not going to see everything, but all they have to do is just click this, and then they could directly listen to the file. Like, isn't that pretty cool? And what's really great is that I actually can link it to any offers that I want to promote, right? So that's pretty damn cool in terms of what they're going to be able to see right here. Let me refresh this so you can see like the final view. This would be an example of what people are able to see. Like this is like the forward view. So when I told you is like they don't see everything else behind the scenes, right? They don't see their content behind the scenes, which is truly really cool, right? They have the audio, they have like the offer that you're promoting. Like it's pretty much like when it's going to be scheduled, when it was sent out, all the things. And so basically, you just created your own personal audio feed. Without my camera dying, but you just basically created your own personal audio feed. It is timestamped and everything, and that is exactly the place where you want to be, where all you have to do is just walk. If you want to walk, talk, press record, send yourself an email, and then you get a finished output like this, and then you're all good to go. If you want to know the mechanics on like how I actually do this, then definitely feel free to DM me the word leverage, and I'll walk you through the entire step-by-step on how I actually get this done. But this is it. This is how it is. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.